Zaben, Sasha.
York, New York, big city of dreams. New York, New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay from Knick Of Time Show. Here, give you that Knicks talk just at the nick of time. And there is no music today. There's no all that gunshots, all that stuff. I'm out. I'm kind of through. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of through today. I'm kind of pissed, and I'm gonna just get to the intros. Listen, you already know what this is. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building and I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah, and you know what it is. It's the Mr. Nasty Nas, the Esco Latin, Latin assassin Lee. You know who that is.
No words.
No words. No words. I have one big word: defense. Maybe another big word: offense. We sucked at both today. I'll just we sucked at both. Knicks lose to the Nets 112-85. If I go to this chart, Randall 16 meaningless points. RJ Barrett 16 meaningless points, kind of got fired in the third points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Julius Randle 24 meaningless points, shot 4 of 8 from the 3-point line. Actually, he's shooting threes again, but 10 rebounds and 3 assists. This is one of these empty stat games from Julius Randle that we like to talk about. Jalen Brunson for 14 points, 4-14, 26% from the field.
Bruh.
Yeah, not ideal for Jalen Brunson. And then you go into the Nets. You already know. You expect it. Kevin Durant with 29 points. But then you get into whose man's is this type of territory when you start to look at the other names who killed us. I mean, you got Seth Curry off the bench who gives us 23. Edmund Sumner took Jalen Brunson's cookies today. Whose man's is this? I don't know, but he owned Jalen Brunson, had 18 points, 5 rebounds on the night, 2 steals. And it was all bad. It was all bad from the rip. And I'm going to start off with Jalen Brunson. He's going to have problems dealing with teams with length. That's going to be his Achilles heel. When we play teams with length, teams like Toronto, teams who have like tall, lanky guards and lanky guys in other positions like the Nets, I feel like Jalen Brunson is going to struggle. Now, he's not particularly fast. He kind of gets by using like juke moves, perception moves, head fakes, in and out. But he struggled today largely because I feel like his matchup isn't a well-known guy, but he just has that length against him. And because of that, I don't know, it seemed like he was pressing a lot, like too much, way too much. Chucking, if you will,
Bruh.
from Jalen Brunson. I don't know. It was horrible. And on top of that, it seems like Tibbs didn't really check him on it. He just kind of perpetuated it. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what kind of offense we're running today, but it didn't look like an NBA offense. It looked like me, Ryan G, and Lee were in the YMCA, and we just said, "Screw it, let's see what happens." I don't know. I don't know. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every single reason why teams lose a game, that's what the Knicks did tonight. They couldn't hit free throws. They couldn't hit the bottom of the ocean. Turnovers. Little to no defense. Like, you could just go down the line. And Knicks had every single issue that leads to teams not winning the game tonight. And this is by far the worst game of the season. First half defense was atrocious. Third quarter, they started to pick it up a bit. You thought they were about to get back into the game, but then the fourth quarter came in and that's pretty much shut it down after that. So it's upsetting to lose to your rival within the city. And I think the only thing I really got to say is, as for Brunson's shot taking, I wouldn't say he chucked because he took 14 shots, and I think that's a reasonable number of shots for Brunson to take. Maybe you can argue that he took maybe some ill-advised shots. You can maybe argue that, but, taking 14 shots in a game, I wouldn't really say Brunson really chucked it like that. He just probably didn't take as many good shots as he would normally take. And that's all I got to say about the game. I'm done.
It was all isolation shots. Like, I didn't see a shot where, Brunson... Well, I seen a few when he was in the corner and he got a couple of open corner threes and missed it. But I felt like a majority was off isolation, fall back mid-range jumpers with the guy in his face. I don't know. I didn't like the way he played today.
Yeah, hell, I didn't like the way nobody played today. Maybe outside of maybe Julius Randle in the first quarter, I didn't like the way anybody played tonight. So
yeah, go ahead, Lee.
Every team is blown out through the course of a season. Every team is capable of being blown out on bad nights when shots aren't falling and you don't have your groove. This team is continuing the trend that I've seen for 20 years, where a random player goes off, a random player locks up one of your best players, and you're completely embarrassed on both sides of the ball. You can't guard anybody. They're drilling threes. We're breaking threes. The offense is devoid of any play calling. It's just a bunch of isolation shots. It wasn't just Brunson. It wasn't just Randall. I saw Evan Fournier in the minutes that he came in. It was all ISO. RJ Barrett, all ISO. There was no ball movement. It was stagnant. It was terrible. It was embarrassing. And I think that's because this trend that we've had since both of them came on board, Tom Thibodeau and Julius Randle, their relationship and the way that they interact with each other as player and coach, this is the worst of that. It holds back the team from reaching its full potential because Thibodeau, for some damn reason, he can't contain Randle when he's playing at his worst. Even that first quarter, I saw that first quarter and I was like, this is Minnesota all over again. The reason we won that game is because we hit more threes than we have in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
We were hot from everywhere. But that we didn't win that game based on playing better defense or having a more fluid offense. We did it because we hit an unbelievable, astronomical number of threes, especially Julius Randle. And he did the same thing in the first quarter. That doesn't equal winning. It's never going to equal winning. It's an aberration for a reason.
Well,
I'm done, man. Get them both out of here.
He shot 4 of 8 from 3, which is pretty good actually. 50% is pretty good. But
at what cost though? At what cost?
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's like once he's run off the 3-point line, he didn't know what to do, and anything inside that foul line area, he didn't know how to score. He kept getting pumped. He kept getting doubled. It seemed like there was no creativity from there. Then he became very predictable. And if he didn't hit that 3 from the top of the key, it was nothing. It was abysmal. It ended in like a turnover or a bad shot or some combination of the two. So it was one of those empty stat days from Julius Randle and from New York. And here's the thing that really pisses me off. I feel like we laid down today. I think that's what really pissed me off. It's you watching a team who out-rebounded us. What was the rebounding numbers? I think we got out-rebounded like 10. 63 rebounds to 56. I feel like they got to the rebounds. I feel like they got to the loose balls. I feel like they wanted it more than we did. And for the guys who's been on this team already, knowing that they lost 7 straight games to these guys, I would think they would be a little bit more motivated on the defensive end of the ball to kind of compete against the cross-time rivals, the guys who beat you 7 times straight. Those guys, I would think you woke up for those guys, but I feel like they fell asleep or something. So that the effort on the defensive end kind of pissed me off. The dribble penetration once again was a big issue. It caused open threes. Our rotations from our first unit in general sucks a lot. And the second unit in general just rotates a lot better and a lot crisper. So there's a lot to fix here. There's a lot to fix here. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing though. Like, to me, this is not the game to pick on Julius Randle for, because the whole team played bad. There's not one player I can point to and be like, yeah, that player played really well. Everybody to me played bad tonight. Julius Randle was the only guy who actually provided some type of offense in the first quarter. Did he have a perfect first quarter? No, he did not. He made mistakes, but he was the only guy who provided some type of offense in the first quarter. So I'm not really on the whole thrashing Julius Randle thing tonight, because to me, he at least showed some type of effort and tried to keep the team in the game when it was clear that the Knicks didn't have a damn thing tonight. Nothing on offense and nothing on defense.
I think that's a fair point. The correlation I'm making between Tibbs and Randall is that is our bellwether. We win and lose by that combination. When Tibbs is coaching well and Randall is playing well, we're going to win games. When they're not, we're going to lose. And this is the ceiling that we have as a team, because we have a slightly better above average coach and a slightly better above average player in Julius Randle and Tibbs. The expectations of us all of a sudden becoming a contender or even a second round team is never going to happen, because this team has such a high floor but low ceiling. This is what we're going to get. We're going to continue to get this. We've gotten this all last season. There were moments in that Cinderella season 20 or 21 where we got blown the hell out. The Nets beat us that year too. It's just the way that it is. I can't have expectations around this team defying logic when we're led by the coach that we have and the star player that we have. This is our ceiling.
And you know what else too? It's like Tibbs. He's starting to, he got Cam Reddish starting. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah, Cam Reddish starting. He started on Kevin Durant. Actually feel like he did a pretty decent job on Kevin Durant, personally.
Agreed.
Got like a quick foul in the first quarter. I thought it was stupid. They called a block, and it was like, NBA was like, how dare you touch our king, and gave Cam Reddish a foul for the block. But I felt like he played him fairly well one-on-one defensively. Sims as well. I liked what Sims gave us to start. He continues to kind of be like that hustle guy who can block some shots for us. Outside of those two, I'm not really know who played well. Like everybody else to me was just kind of like, I don't know. It was trash. And even RJ Barrett reverted to the non-finishing RJ Barrett that we saw at the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't able to finish anything. And I don't know what's up with that, but we need the guys to actually start to step up. And I don't know, like I know the Nets are the Nets, but I still feel like we should have competed a lot more in this game than what we did. I don't know.
I feel like there was a couple of things he did that I'm happy to see. Like if you were to ask me who should start on Durant, my answer would have been Cam Reddish. I would have started Sims again too, because I like the way that Hartenstein plays with the second unit. I thought his overall rotations weren't horrible. I like that he had some minutes with Obi and Randall together in the front court. But he's just not an offensive-minded coach. He doesn't have creativity in that area, and we really struggle when we're against a team that's locked in on us. That's like the Hawks were in the playoffs. He doesn't know how to steam outside of his comfort zone. And that's why we have this very limited ceiling that we have, is that we need another guy on the bench, like the way that Woodson was for D'Antoni back in the day, who can that was in defense, but we need an offensive-minded guy who can help switch things up a little bit and have some creative input on getting this team going when we're in a drag from the three-point line.
How much is it that, we don't have an offensive coach and we don't have the pieces? Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is right now.
I think it's more of a coach because we're pretty deep. We all agree that we have a deep, fairly talented team. We have 3 competent point guards. We don't have a whole lot of shooting, but we have a decent amount of off the dribble ball creation. Like RJ can do that, Cam can do that, Quickly can do that, Randall can do that, Obi can do that a little bit. But we have that. I just don't think that he has the ability to really game plan and make mid-game adjustments depending on what the defense is giving him.
Like, to me, I don't know what you guys saw. I feel like we was getting switched on a lot. And I feel like switching defenses when with multiple long guys has always bothered us. That's Toronto, that's Miami. And I feel like we got hit with that again. And we just don't know how to deal with defenses like that. And give the Nets credit because they sucked on defense for the first few games, but they started to pick it up as of late. And we need to figure out a way to freaking beat this switching type of defense, man. Like we do. Oh, I don't know. So to the chat, I see somebody. Did somebody call in, or is that Fritz? Hold on, Fritz. Fritz, I'm gonna sign out of Blog Talk, Fritz, and I'm gonna let you take over. All right. Since Fritz is having problems. I mean, the good thing about these type of games is there's another one versus Detroit on Friday, but I really wanted this one. This one kind of pissed me off. This one really pissed me off, man.
Yeah, you always want to beat, your city's rival, especially when that team has beat you like 7 times in a row, so, you always want to win those games. But yeah, I think this game shows a bigger issue with the Knicks, and it's something that you hear mentioned a lot. Because Jay, you brought up the question earlier, like, is it because we don't have the pieces or it's the coaching? And I think that even with a better coach, this team can play better, but there's still a limited ceiling. Like, the only way the Knicks is going to really get to that next level, and I think it's been pretty evident so far this season, the Knicks are definitely going to have to trade for a star sooner or later.
100%.
Like, that's going to have to happen sooner or later. Now, I don't know what Leon has up his sleeve. It's going to definitely depend on, which star gets disgruntled. And I'm to the point now where it's like, I'm looking at this team playing. I'm like, man, if the Knicks might have to overpay a little bit for somebody, it might be worth it, maybe, with the way the team is performing at the moment.
I just hope the right person becomes available. I know we talked about the Donovan Mitchell thing to death. I wasn't in on the Donovan Mitchell thing. I mean, I was in, but not at the price they wanted. I still feel like DeJounte Murray was the boat that we really missed. But at this point, we just have to hope for the right star to come available, take us over the hump on certain games like this. And none of this Bleacher Report stuff too, where they want Randall, Obi, 5 first-round picks for freaking Anthony Davis and his busted knees.
Bruh.
Oh, hell no.
But
for him to sit out 2/3 of the season every year?
Hell no.
let me ask you this, though. Would you trade for LeBron James?
No. Sorry.
I would.
I mean, it depends on what we're giving up.
You would have to trade we would have to trade everything for LeBron. And it's going to be like the situation with like Donovan, but like even crazier, because we're going to only have LeBron here for another 2 years, 1 year. I don't know how long he's going to be here. And we're not going to have any assets left. It's going to be the same situation.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like with LeBron, it's like, how much years does he really have left? I mean, this man is trying to be Father Time and continue to play, but it's like, realistically, like, how much longer is LeBron going to be playing for? You know what I mean? So that's the iffy thing right there. It's like, maybe if this was like 5 years ago, then he would have been like, yeah, I trade for LeBron. But now it's kind of iffy. It's like, how many years does he have left in him and stuff like that? So I don't want to give up too much for bringing in a LeBron. And I feel like if you're going to bring a LeBron, it got to be championship or bust. Like,
yeah.
I don't think the Knicks roster is there yet where LeBron just comes in and then he just takes the team to the championship.
what I like about LeBron and why I'm on board with it is he makes other guys better. I think if Randall would have to be involved in that trade, I wouldn't want to pair Randall and LeBron, especially when LeBron's at his best before. But I would love to see LeBron reign the braid with Obi, Mitch or Hartenstein, whoever we keep, and I think Brunson would be a must keep as well. I don't know. I think that team would be competitive. I'd rather watch that than this. At least when you have a superstar, you have a chance to win a game.
Nah, man. The way the Knicks luck works out is right when we trade all of our pieces is when he breaks down. That we can't trade for a man who's 76 years old and is about to collect his pension. I'm sorry.
What are the other options?
Huh?
We're talking about stars. I don't know what the other options are. Who are realistic options out there?
I don't know who realistic options are. I mean, I just know
That's
they
what I'm
pop
saying.
out of nowhere, all willy-nilly, just like DeJounte Murray did out of nowhere. So it's kind of one of those things where you got to keep your eyes open and something type seems to shake loose. But I wouldn't, whatever we do, there's like you can't trade our treasure trove of assets for guys over 35. That's just you just can't do that.
Unless it's the second best player of all time.
No, you just can't do that, period.
I wouldn't trade everything, but I would trade a decent portion of it. I wouldn't want to strip the roster and the cupboard of draft picks for LeBron James, but I would give up a sizable amount.
But like, who's not going to ask for the world for LeBron? You already saw that with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is like, LeBron is 76, like Durant is 73, and the freaking Pelicans were like, I don't want to trade for him. You know what I'm saying?
They should,
So,
they're a contender.
For that same reason. Like, your window is very small. Unless you have like guys in place who are untouchable, where you can move, where you can say, you know what, we're contending this year because we have guys in place to pair with LeBron. That's the only way you might consider doing something like that, but we're not there. That's not where we are. We still like semi-building. So like I wouldn't do that. Like the guys we need are the guys who are in that 25, 26, 27 type of range, who's young and ascending and can give us defense and take over sometimes.
The sad thing is none of those guys, not a single one of them are in a position where they might ask out, with the exception of Anthony Edwards, who I would also trade for.
Right.
Well, yeah, Anthony Edwards, I would consider it definitely because he's still young and he's a budding star, and you know the ceiling for him is pretty high. So I would definitely go for Anthony Edwards. But
I don't see Ja, Luka, Zion. I don't see any of those guys the main out right now. Anthony Edwards is a possibility. I don't see SGA asking out either. I think he's having fun in Oklahoma City.
Right.
But Anthony Edwards seems a little frustrated at what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, if you could get a motivated Anthony Edwards, like that would definitely be a boost. Definitely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'm with the Anthony Edwards thing. Although I don't know, to me he looks like he gained some weight. I don't know if it's because the comments got him into my head or something, but he looked like he gained some weight. He looked a little Zion-ish in the midsection to me. Like he looked like me in the off season. All right. That's just.
We all agree we need a star.
What'd you say?
I said we all agree that we need a star.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is a crazy echo. Hold on a second.
There's no star on this roster. I don't think there's anyone on this roster who could be a star.
Okay, I see what's happening. Sorry, guys. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. That should take care of that crazy echo. All right, cool. I think we have a caller. First call up, we got RJ from NJ. And Jason M, you can call back. I know the phones were kind of funky before. You can call back if you want to call back right now. But RJ, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's
Hey guys,
going
can you
on?
hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. I hope we're doing well, guys. First off, look, I want to hear you guys' takes on just the way the defense is played. Do you guys think it's more schematic, or do you think it's more on like just communication and effort? Because this whole thing where we got every help defender just cheating off the perimeter and like taking 2 steps into the paint every drive, is not going to work because it's like
Yeah.
it's like we think we're playing the ground and pound Memphis Grizzlies or something.
Yeah.
But we got to adjust. We got to know we're in 2022. Teams are going to shoot the three. So do you think it's? I just want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's more scheme than anything, or do you think it's a little bit of everything?
I think it's been a little bit of everything. I feel like our point of attack defense stinks. I mean, Cam was supposed to help that, but Brunson was kind of good cooked today. Or sometimes people do
Yeah,
that
he did.
little like Spain pick and roll on us and it works and we're not able to recover. I do feel like a lot of times too, we also do help off of a 3-point shooting way too much. And I think we need to kind of vary that sometimes. Like, I don't know if we should be helping off freaking like Seth Curry or a guy who's going 4 for 5 from 3. Even like sometimes I feel like we should be staying home a little bit more or not helping as much. And I don't think we've done that so far. Go ahead, RJ.
No, yeah. I mean, I've never seen so many people wide open. I mean, they're like so many times this year. There are guys who are not even within 5 feet of the player. It's just insane to me. I mean, I know Tibbs has always stressed rim protection, and this has been the kind of defense that we played under him since he was here. But this year it just seems way more dramatic. I don't know. Is there a way to fix it? It's amazing to me. That's the one thing that keeps standing out. And I feel like if we don't fix that first and foremost, then we're not going to go anywhere. But thanks for taking the call, man. I appreciate that.
All right, yo, thank you for calling in. And I think that's kind of like, I mean, really, I feel like that's why Tibbs likes tall guards too. To be honest with you, because he feels like when you have a taller guard, you can just switch stuff like that and not have to help as much, and it leaves you less vulnerable to kind of dribble penetration. So I feel like that's why he likes taller guards too, just to switch and not have to help as much. But if we're gonna have to do a lot better job staying in front of our man if you want to keep giving up open threes. Because listen, it's out right now. Everybody knows hit threes against us. Ever since that Celtics game, that's definitely going to be the game plan. Drive, kick. They can't recover. And to me, especially that first unit has a hard time recovering off of driving kicks more than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think like the way Tibbs play defense, like it's rare that like he doesn't really stretch out the defense like that. It's more kind of like it's kind of like a zone man type defense where he kind of wants to play. It's like I think Tibbs' first priority is like guard the paint. So you see the guys kind of like bunch into the paint a bit, and then when teams pass the ball around, then they try to spread back out to the 3-point line. But a lot of times they're too late because they're so far off of their man because
Right.
they're more concentrated on like guarding like a section of the court where, they're more into the paint as opposed to more on the perimeter. So, I mean, I don't know. But something has to be done though, because Knicks do give up way too many open threes.
With Mitchell Robinson being out too, I think a lot of players are overcompensating for guarding the post. And at the same time, like when Royce O'Neal or Sumner are driving, you don't need a double to help. Like stay on your man on the perimeter. Nick Claxton's not demanding a double team in the paint.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I think that's a lot of reason why you started to see Sims start. I think that's a big reason why Sims is starting over Hartenstein, because they're hoping maybe you don't have to double off of those guards or wings as much because Sims will just clean it up. And he's done an admirable job so far, but we still have a lot of work to do. You saying something?
No, I agree.
Okay, got you. All right. Next caller up, we got our man Jason M. Jason, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's up, fellas? It was a terrible game tonight. The only thing I'm gonna say about this game is I think it shows that the Knicks really can't survive. At least when we play decent teams, they can't survive a bad Brunson game.
Yeah, we can't.
Like when Brunson plays bad, like they don't really have a shot against a decent team. And heck, they might not have a shot against bad teams even. But I didn't get to call in last game because it was so late. But so I'll say what I would have said had I called in last game. So let's talk.
Okay.
First, I would have said, funny enough, shout out to Tibbs. But we can talk bad about this today because they got destroyed. But yesterday, on Monday, I would have said shout out to Tibbs. We got to give them credit for that win. Because we always kill them when they lose. Like we're gonna kill them today because they lost.
Right.
And so he should get killed for today. But we should give him credit for Monday. And then the other thing I was gonna say is what the Minnesota game showed, and it's funny that you guys are talking about how the Knicks should trade a lot for a star. If the Minnesota game showed what can happen if you trade for a star when you don't have the foundation properly set, because they traded for a star,
Yep.
and look at how terrible they look now. So it just goes to show we shouldn't just randomly just throw everything away for the next guy who comes available. It has to be the right trade. It has to be the right time.
Absolutely.
All that.
I
So that's
agree.
really all I got.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Like they traded Patrick Beverly, and I forgot who else they traded, and that was pretty much the
They
heart and soul of
traded,
that team.
Jared Vanderbilt. Those
Yeah.
are like the two best defensive players on their team last year.
Yeah, and that's like the heart. Like there's people who are like the heart. They get everybody else motivated, and they traded that guy, and and now they're wondering why they don't look motivated now. Go ahead.
They don't got. You're right. It's the heart. They don't. I think there's also an issue. I don't think Edwards and Towns like each other, and I think that's part of the problem when you trade for a star. It's like if there's a chemistry issue with their star players, it could just everything can go bad. Remember what happened with Chris Paul and James Harden? Like, and then if you trade all these picks for it, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're really screwed because now you're like, all right, now how do I get better? I traded my picks, so it's like, okay, well now you gotta trade Gobert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying they might trade Cat actually because they're like, you can't trade Gobert now, and and Gobert is funny. Gobert is like the plus minus guy because even now they're like on off court, they're still better with him on the court, even though it looks like he's I don't know, it's weird.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Interesting.
I don't want Cat though on the Knicks. I'll tell you that. That guy, I don't want him.
You don't want who on the Knicks?
Cat.
Oh, you don't want Cat on the Knicks. Okay, why don't you want Cat on the Knicks?
Nah, man, he can't. That guy is like a turnstile on defense, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you later. You guys can chat about what I said.
All right, man. Salute to you, man.
All right, bye.
Shout out to my guy Jason M, who says, yeah, don't want to trade all your assets for one star. It has to be the right star, and he does not want Cat on the Knicks. Cat on the Knicks. How do you guys
Agreed.
feel about that?
Yeah, I don't want him either.
Huh?
I don't want him either. I agree with Jason.
I mean, defensively he's a liability, but offensively he'll definitely give you 20 and 10 though. So it's one of those things where it's like, are you willing to go with that big who won't give you that defense, but he'll give you a lot of offense though? To me, it depends on the makeup of the team.
We've already seen what Tibbs and Cat can do in Minnesota. I have no interest in a player who can barely drag his team into the playoffs as a lead guy. I don't trust him.
Yeah, at least don't want to take.
The way I'm looking at it though is how much longer is Tibbs going to be here though?
That's a
Leon Rose at the helm, too long. I see the chat talking about SGA. Now that's a guy I'm 100% in on. Man, I really think he enjoys playing Oklahoma City. He seems to really be enjoying himself. They have a really nice foundation.
Yeah.
They have culture. When Chet comes back, they're going to be scary. They're already beating some good teams. They beat the Mavs. I like what OKC is doing. I would love for him to get disgruntled and asked out because I think we should be all over SGA.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And his contract is long too. So it's one of those situations where they have all the leverage to do what they want over there in OKC. So they can really hold them. Although they have shown in the past that if you ask out, even with the contract, they will trade you. That's what happened with Paul George. You know what I mean? So, but if it looks like he's having fun, he probably gonna stay there. That's
SGA, ask out, please. Ask out.
Oh, man. It's like, who do you ask for, man? Who's the guy who can close, who's long, who can do you still go Zach LaVine? Who's
SGA?
SGA? I mean, I would love SGA, but like, who's realistic, I guess. You just don't know sometimes.
Yeah. It's basically just a wait and see.
It's just a
Wait and see which star's going to be disgruntled.
Yeah. And it's
I got one.
who you got?
What about LaMelo Ball?
Oh, I'll definitely do LaMelo
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
easily.
Easily. Yeah. No
I could
question.
see him asking out.
I could see him asking out too. And shout out to
That
Raw.
he's a
Raw
dumpster
talked
fire.
about that on his channel. I feel like in the summer he had his eyes on LaMelo Ball, and I feel like that's a good call. It's funny. I don't like Tibbs is a weird coach, but LaMelo Ball is one of those guys where I feel like could really benefit under Tibbs. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like LaMelo is so creative on offense and tall. So there's no way Tibbs can tib up his offense, and then he'll teach him some defense as well. Like, I actually feel like LaMelo and Tibbs would be a strangely good marriage.
As would LaMelo and Brunson as a backcourt. Brunson can go off ball or on ball. I mean, they can switch. That's a nice combination. Very complimentary, those two players.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, look, freaking Cam Reddish has turned to a decent defender all year. So Tibbs is working miracles out here like Jesus, even though he still can't figure out how to run offense, but he can turn Cam Reddish into a defender. So
LaMelo might be that guy that might ask out. That franchise is, man,
absolutely.
They're just internally combusting, and they don't really have any players with a ceiling. The Bridges situation's like totally screwed up. That guy's gonna be in prison like that. It's bad news bears over there. Jordan's a bum as an owner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, I say Jordan's a bum like as a player and everything.
No. That's why I quickly as an owner, owner, GM,
Exactly. Yeah, I think Isaiah Thomas would agree with you, Lee. All right. But man, I might take LaMelo just to piss off Jordan, because you already know Jordan hates us.
Yeah.
What's the package?
What's the package?
What's the package?
Things that make you.
Let me see what his contract is right now.
Well, he's on a rookie deal right now, so it's not a lot.
We would probably have to take back like Kelly Oubre to make some of the salary match.
So I'll take that.
Yeah, he's on 11 million right now this season.
They're definitely going to have to give up a lot of picks. I know that for a fact.
Yep, for sure.
It's going to be a few picks for sure.
Yeah.
That's probably a 2 or 3 pick deal.
But Stop Harry wanted, what's that bum's name?
Terry Rozier.
No, Gordon Hayward. They were thinking about offering him a contract, but Charlotte outbid. He's making 30 million. Randall?
You want to bring Gordon?
Set that up.
I'm mad at myself. I'm not even mad at Lee. I'm mad at myself for not seeing that coming. Like, I should have known that's where you was going. I should have known that's where you was going. This guy is always calculating. It's like E equal MC square minus 30.
If you have LaMelo Ball,
trade him for 30 mil. I was like, yo, this guy's always calculating how to get rid of Randall.
If you have LaMelo Ball, you better keep Obi Toppin. Like, you've got that's Bot's office. That's Lob City.
You already know young guys are going. It's gonna be Obi. It's gonna be Grimes. It's gonna be a package of what you already know the deal, Lee. You know the deal.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Hornets are gonna ask for the house if LaMelo does ask out.
Realistically, what's the package?
Realistically, what's the package? You would try to do a freaking Donovan Mitchell package, really? 2 firsts.
Yeah,
two firsts, a young guy, and some salary. That's what you try to do.
I highly doubt it. I think if LaMelo Ball is to realistically be open, I think they would want to shed salary as well. So I can see them attaching a Gordon Hayward or somebody like that and be like, all right, well, if you want LaMelo, you're gonna have to attach Gordon Hayward to it and take his contract along with picks and young players. I can see Hornets doing something like that.
But it's a scale. If you're taking back contract, you take back a pick type of, it's a scale. You know what I'm saying? You kind of work with that scale. That's the way I see it anyway. But I could see something in that along those lines as of what we were trying to do with Donovan Mitchell. Jason M says they probably want RJ and a bunch of a protected first.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on board with that. They're definitely
Yep.
gonna want to gut the Knicks in some way, shape, or form. Like,
And I wouldn't be surprised if we traded RJ. I'm not gonna hold you.
I would do it for Ball.
Like he was almost going for Donovan Mitchell.
I probably would do it for Ball too.
So I can see RJ. I can see them doing like this similar deal. I can see them doing RJ in 2 picks. And we'll keep our other young guys on the bench, but I can see them doing RJ in 2 picks for LaMelo. I can see it.
That's a great deal. That's a steal to me. And you keep Obi?
Huh?
Yeah. You keep Obi too? Hell yeah.
I can see them doing that. And then we have a team of, I don't know, LaMelo, Brunson, Grimes, Reddish, I don't know, Obi, Julius. I don't know. It'll be something like that. I can see that happening. I can definitely see that happening. Right.
What if they wanted 2 swaps as well?
I'd give them 2 swaps.
Ooh.
1
2
swap.
picks, 2 swaps, RJ?
1 swap.
I think I'm with J. Ellis. I think 1 is the most I would want to do. 2's a lot. You're handicapping your draft capital and what you can trade moving forward after that.
Yeah.
But to me, LaMelo's a generational talent and he's young on top of that. Like, you're gonna have to give up a lot. So to me, I would give them the 2 unprotected first picks and the 2 swaps and RJ. I would give them that.
And the good thing is too, we'll still have some other picks to make another move if we have to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still not the house. I don't know. But I can see something like that happening.
Fun combo. Fun combo.
Yeah, man, this is the only thing we had to do when we get smacked by the Nets on a freaking Wednesday night. So whatever. Hypothetical trade talk it is.
I mean, we definitely don't want to talk about the damn game. So
no, like a game. We talk that game. That ship just sailed. That ship just sailed. Oh man. But yo, salute to the chat. I think I'm gonna end it early. I think it's a good time to end it. Thank. Good talking, you guys. This is one of those games where if I have to do the post game by myself, I'll just be like, damn it. Like, damn it. Oh man. Jason says you guys are worried about trades. I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do in the draft. I feel like it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's one of those situations where, listen, I feel like we're gonna be like around a 500 team. Personally, like I said that in the summer. So I don't know if we really have like the best draft position of possible, but seeing as that we have two picks in this year draft, I can still see us trying to move up this season. If
that Mavs pick might end up being good too.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so.
I don't know. I see Mavericks making the playoffs. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Play in.
I can see them.
I've been watching every game. They're struggling to score outside of Luka. Luka's posting unbelievable like Wilt Chamberlain numbers, and they're barely squeaking out wins. Every game's close.
The thing with me is like the Nets and the Mavs. They're one injury away from skidding all the time for me, which is why you always can keep one eye on the Mavs and go, this can go bad, because Luka missed a bunch of games last season, and then it was like, okay, they had Jalen Brunson there to keep it afloat, but now who do they really have? You know what I mean?
Nobody.
And the same thing for Kevin Durant over there in the Nets. I know they have Kyrie, but I don't know. I still don't believe in Kyrie as a leader on the court without anybody else. Like I still don't believe in that. So
no, because a stat came out. I think they mentioned it during the game where the Nets were literally the worst defensive team in the league whenever Kyrie was on the court. and since Kyrie's been suspended, the Nets are now one of the top defensive teams in the league. So I mean,
listen, yeah. So like both of those guys are like one hit away from catastrophe. So maybe you're right, Lee. That pick could mean something. And depending on if a star runs out and it's the correct trade, or depending if Walt Perrin and those guys have their eye on the correct draft pick, is going to be how we move. Like, I think timing is going to be a lot. I feel like timing is going to be a lot. I feel like back channels is going to be a lot. But you know, I feel like that's going to be a big issue. Zentric asked for a Discord. You know what, Zentric? We used to have Discord. But I want to bring that back. I'm wondering if I can do it off this computer. But that'll probably be the next iteration where we'll have the calls and the Discord for our foreign guy. Because I think we was the first guys to actually have Discord on our chat. But the way I did it was kind of bootleg. I didn't really have the stuff ready to run it smoothly, but now I'm kind of a little bit more set up for that. So we should probably be able to do it right now smoother to have Discord and call in. So hopefully that should be coming soon. All right. You know what? You know what, Jason? It might be time to call in. Let me see if I can call Corey. It might be time to call Corey soon. All right. But you know, I talked about everything else I wanted to talk about, unless you guys wanted to mention anything else.
No, I'm just praying double curses on the Charlotte Hornets so we can get LaMelo Ball.
Absolutely. Dennis Smith Jr., happy for you, but don't get too good, all right? You like, keep it right where you are. Good enough to save your career, but bad enough that the Hornets are still failing. That's the way I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Dennis Smith Jr., that's gonna be a job soon. Your job soon, my guy.
And Terry Rozier.
Oh yeah. Terry's probably going to the Lakers. It's pretty soon. I don't know, something like that. All right. That is our show. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Next game will be Friday, and listen, I'm telling you guys right now, my birthday's coming up. I'll be leaving the country, so my man Ryan G and Lee gonna be holding it down for a couple of games, but I will be back. But definitely stay tuned on Friday for that Detroit game, and hopefully we get this win and get back on track to 500. All right, cool. All right, so that's our show. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me at Sir G's Corner on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT.
Okay. Wait, I saw a super chat too. My bad, Rodney. My bad. Rodney sends a $5 super chat and says, which team needs Randall and Miles Turner / Buddy? What? Are you alluding to the Lakers? Is that what you're alluding to? I feel like he's alluding to the Lakers. Lakers have been trying to trade for Miles Turner and Buddy for half the season. It might happen during the February trade deadline, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Lee, let them know where they can find you, sir.
You can find me on Twitter, thanks to these guys, @_Lee Escobedo. And I'm actually going to drop a link to an article I was pretty proud of. It came out today. I have a series I'm doing on Deadspin about how different teams in the last 20 years where contenders have been screwed it all up. And my first entry are the Phoenix Suns of the mid-2000s. So I'm going to drop that here in the chat for y'all to enjoy.
I like that. I like that topic.
Okay.
Next up's the OKC Thunder.
That's that topic. I like that topic. That's like a straight up basketball head topic. That seems like a fun read. One day we'll be able to afford you a KOT, Lee.
I'm here for free, homies.
All right. And also, you already know, man, you know where to find us. You find us. Hold on, let me get to the screen. Did the screens all jack up all of a sudden? Why are the screens all weird now?
Yeah. I'm not sure as to why, though.
Blame the Nets.
Yeah, the Nets screw up everything. I don't know. But that was weird. Find us on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Anywhere you listen to podcasts, find us there. Also, find us at knickoftimeshow.com to get your snapbacks, black and white, blue and orange. Also, go to the DKOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook. You can follow us there as well. All right. That is our show. Where is that? We out of here. Dang, everything is all screwed up. I don't know what happened. But damn the Nets. Nets did it again. All right. Again. All right. That is our show. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks YouTube streets. That's our show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.